Welcome back to Healthy Bites. Today I'm going to show you a traditional Hyderabadi recipe, Mirchi ka salan. It's also known as Bharwan Mirchi and was created for the Nawabs of Hyderabad to help them deal with the heat of summer. It's definitely a recipe that we can use in our global warming days. So this recipe is of mirchi or chilies that are stuffed and then are cooked. And it was very popular at that point because it would help to release all the toxins in our body, especially during the heat of summer. It's undergone a number of adaptations, and the most popular version now is to be eaten with biryani. But I'm going to show you a recipe where it's a standalone dish. You can have it with chapati, rice, anything like that. But this was traditionally what my grandfather grew up eating in Hyderabad. For this, I'm going to use these red chilies that have been chopped off at the top and de-seeded, roasted besan, lemon juice, hing or asafoetida, sugar, ajwain, turmeric, dhania powder, salt, sliced capsicum, dhania, mustard seeds, jeera, garlic, ginger, cashews that have been soaked for about 2-3 hours, chili powder and onions. Okay, so let's start with making the masala. Now I'm going to show you how to make a tadka without using oil. And the reason I say don't use oil when cooking is because oil is very refined, and when we heat it, the saturated fatty acids from it come out. So therefore it is much better for us if we do not ingest heated oil. And it's very simple. So in a nice hot pan, what I'm going to do is put in the mustard seeds first and put in the jeera. And just wait for a couple of seconds and you'll find them popping. If your pan is nice and hot, it'll happen immediately. If it's not as hot, just give it a few minutes. And you're going to get exactly the same kind of flavor and the noise and the texture. It's all the same, much healthier for us. And this masala is going to consist of onions and capsicums that are fried along with cashew. Now cashew is very good for us, cashew is extremely nutritious for us, and therefore it has been added into this recipe. We're going to stuff our chilies with besan, so you can see that there is a lot of nutritional value in this, along with the fact that the chilies are very essential to help our bodies sweat. And with the kind of heat that we have nowadays, it's very important that it also happens. So this has started spluttering, so I'm going to add in the onion. So keep roasting your onions, just keep moving them around a few minutes, and then once you see that they're getting a little bit brown, we're going to add in the capsicum. They're not going to catch at the bottom of the pan, they're not going to get black, they're not going to give you a burnt taste, significantly healthier way. So once the onions have started changing color a little bit, I've added the capsicum. I'm going to add a little bit of water. This is exactly the kind of sound that it makes when we have a tadka. So I'm just imitating all those sounds. And then put a lid and let this cook down for a couple of minutes, and in the meantime we'll make the paste for the curry. So mirchi ka salan literally means a curry with mirchis, and what I'm going to use for the curry is cashew, little bit of chili powder, dhania powder, ginger, garlic and coriander. Just puree it until it is a paste and add it to the capsicum and onion mixture. So the onions and capsicum have cooked down well, they're nice and soft, and it's exactly the way as you would cook it in oil, except that oil is harmful to us when cooked. So try it out this way. Now I'm going to add this mixture of cashew, coriander, ginger, garlic to it. Add a little bit of salt and let it cook down and thicken. And in the meantime, we'll make the stuffing for the mirchis. So for the stuffing, I'm using roasted besan. Besan is very healthy for us. It's basically chana dal, and therefore it's a great source of nutrients for us in this recipe. Add a little bit of dhania powder, a little bit of sugar, you don't want it to be very spicy, some salt to taste. And I love adding hing in anything, has lots of benefits to us. So hing, a little bit of ajwain. Traditionally ajwain was not used, but I guess we just all love ajwain in our family, and we've been using it over the last 50 years. So just bring this mixture together. So keep mixing this mixture with your fingertips until it is well combined, and then add a few drops of water. So this is not a very heavy mixture. In the olden days when they used to make it, it used to have lots of richness, it used to have cream. But instead of cream, I substitute it with cashew so that it doesn't sit as heavily in our stomach, it's a lot easier to digest, and of course it has a lot more health factors in it. So this is the kind of texture that you want. Then all you need to do is pick up the chilies and stuff. It's best to do it with your hands. It's simpler than using any other kind of implement. Get your children involved at this point. Get the whole family involved. It's great fun to sit around a table and stuff, and we're talking and telling stories and doing all of that. This is not very spicy at this point, so even if a child rubs their eyes by mistake, they're not going to get hurt. So the mirchis have all been stuffed and kept aside. There's a little bit of filling still left. Don't throw it out. Don't even store it in the fridge because you don't know when you're going to use it. What I instead like to do is add it to the masala. So I add a little bit of extra water because this is basin, it is going to thicken up. Then add this mixture. Make sure that there are no lumps, stir it around, and then add the chilies. So if we want a little variation and we want to change from our normal mirchi ka salan, what I do is I grill the chilies, and then automatically, there's a whole new different taste to it. I also try out different chilies. Traditionally, the long big green chilies I use, but I love to use these colored ones. You can get them in black, orange, green, red, and it just makes the dish so much more colorful, so much more fun to eat. Sometimes we need to take our traditional recipes, just add a little bit of twist to it so nobody gets bored of it. So it's nicely stirred in. Add in the chilies. Now let this cook for about 10-15 minutes until the chilies are nice and soft. Cover it, put it on a sim, go about doing your jobs. So the sauce has been simmering for about 15 minutes and you can see it's thickened because of the basin in the filling. Sometimes what I like to do when I have one set of cousins who don't like their vegetables, I stuff my chilies with veggies. So cauliflower, carrot, peas, makes it really yummy. So try different fillings, try different nuts in the paste. Try peanuts, try cashew nuts, try almonds, and always make sure you use the water that you soak them in. That has the best nutrients. So it's ready to serve. I like to have the mirchis a little crispy, that they don't go all soft, so there's some texture in the dish, and you can now eat it hot with rice or chapati. My twist on an old Hyderabadi classic mirchi ka salan.